And here we are again with book versus movie, and today is one of those more serious subjects, which is why I'm wearing a not very serious t-shirt. Welcome to Check That Book, a special place on YouTube where you and I get familiar with some of the most disturbing and unorthodox content ever created. Now today we're going to take a look at the film adaptation of a rather morbid but serious piece of literature, an autobiography of sorts of Christiane F. and her story of drug abuse, and survival. So again, viewer discretion advised. The film is well made for its time and for the subject matter. Let us proceed. The book itself, may I remind you, is based on months of taped interviews with the real Christiane. It's her first-person perspective, and it covers a much broader timeline. Now, the movie, directed by Uli Edel, focuses mainly on the peak addiction period. Well, you could argue this is to make the film more shocking, but nonetheless. The film leans into more visceral visual shock and atmosphere, but selective and condensed nonetheless. So, the film is often described as one of the most harrowing anti-drug movies ever made, depicting graphical physical realism using close-ups of the most disturbing moments such as heroin injections, blood, vomit, bodily decay, scenes in filthy bathrooms. You can almost smell yourself in there. And of course the notorious withdrawal scenes. There's extended sequences of withdrawals and we see it all, and honestly, it is hard to watch, even if you have no idea about drugs and drug addiction whatsoever. Now, to me, this movie is definitely up there with, let's say, Requiem for a Dream. It was an unpleasant viewing experience, but I would put it in this category of necessary films to show at schools. People die in this movie in the most sad ways imaginable. Honestly, I think the saddest ways to go in cinema would be at war or from drug abuse. They're often the most emotionally explicit ways to go, in my not so humble opinion, when we look at disturbing cinema. So we see Christiane's friends die from overdoses. We see the immediate shock reaction, and I think the movie, not that I know anything explicitly about being an addict, but this was done exceptionally well in this regard. Of course, there is a fair share of adult content, prostitution is depicted, and minors. Minors are selling their bodies for yet another dose. It's not even money anymore. Originally, it was money to get a dose. Now it's just a dose. And there's all sorts. I mean, everybody's prostituting themselves, both boys and girls. So, not a fun watch. Of course, it's with less internal detail than it is in the book. Speaking of which, I've done my introduction to the book. The link will be in the description. And in this film, we just witness a bunch of kids go down bad. The book is known for its casual tone regarding child prostitution and the realization that this is all systematic, not exceptional. Of course, also lack of redemption. The film has pretty much the same structure, and the scenes, like I said, are very in your face. No, honestly, besides the withdrawal sequences and the filth and the filthy bathroom drug use that we see, I mean, it's in your face, honestly. Needle and neck injection scene, you have it. There you have it. I mean, this movie would be necessary to show to some kids. Now, whilst the book was psychologically and emotionally devastating, the film disturbs your senses like it usually does. And it works just fine. And if we compare The Requiem for a Dream, which is a masterpiece in this particular niche section of anti-drug films, then A Requiem would be more artsy, whilst, well, of course, Aronofsky, but Christiane F., well, it's more realistic in the way that it's shot, right? It's more immersive in this regard. Not that I am trying to say that Requiem wasn't immersive. It was immersive as if you are the viewer, which you are, right? You follow the characters in those stories, right? Presented in the film. In this, however, in this movie, you at times feel as if you are the character. You are placed in Christiane's shoes, kind of. And I don't know, I was more disturbed watching this movie than I was watching Requiem. Maybe it's just me. I mean, tell me, what's your favorite anti-drug film? Maybe it's not even either of the two. Let me know in the comment section. Now, let me remind you that the movie was released in 1981 in West Germany to boot. Many actors that were very young and relatively inexperienced, which I believe added to the film's raw realism, which I've just spoken about. Natalia Brunkhorst's performance as Christiane, forgive me if I butchered the name, my German viewers, she was awesome. Really, I believed every damn frame. And I felt so, despite everything, sorry for her. The film was shot on location in West Berlin, specifically around a station called Bahnhof Zoo, which also is in the title of the film. We have this semi-documentary feel to it, and as few glamorization as possible, which intentionally makes the movie bleak and unpolished, which again contributes to that realism that I've spoken about. The film became a cult classic in Europe in this niche genre, and not many people actually are aware of the film's existence, which is a shame because I think, like I said, it is a very good one to show to the younger ones out there. And I say that with full responsibility because despite it depicting child prostitution, it does not go into the explicit scenes in that regard. So we're finally getting farther away from the overly sexual topics that have been present on my channel for some reason, for recent weeks even. Yeah, Seidonazo is still a video I can't get over. So yeah. If you haven't seen me talk about disturbing perfumery, well, you should. And soon we will speak about yet another one. Holy crap. But I digress. Christiane F., the film, is actually used as an anti-drug propaganda in some German schools to this day. I mean, anti-drug propaganda. Let's call it officially anti-drug cautionary film. And I think that's good, and it should be used more widely. To this day, Christiane F., the film, is regarded as one of the most realistic depictions of drug addiction in cinema history. And for that, we can applaud the movie and say that this is an adaptation well done, don't you think? I thank you all so much for watching. If you like unorthodox content and if you like to explore deeper into the disturbing cinema sometimes, right? Please make sure to give this video a boost in the form of an erect thumb and make sure to subscribe for more. There's lots of content coming up. I hope you stay safe and take care of yourselves and your loved ones, ladies and gents. I shall see you all as soon as possible. Bye.